Guys, 5-pack of stats this week is brought to us by Game Time. The NFL season is midway through. The NBA just started. Hockey's in full swing right now. And if you want to see your favorite teams in person, Game Time is the only app you should be using to get your tickets. Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee, where you always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best prices. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go. Download Game Time today. Dustin, you're not usually in on Fridays, but every Friday I come up with a 5-pack of stats that you need to know for the upcoming game this weekend. I just want to give a little teaser. Some of these are kind of depressing, but stat number 5 is going to make you all feel really good headed into the weekend. So you got to get through 4 tough ones to get to a 5th that's going to make you feel better. But the first stat that you guys need to know for this Sunday's game against the Jets, we're going to look back to look forward. So last year, the Browns had 2 different play callers, Stefanski and Dorsey. On the left, you can see the Browns' most basic offensive stats when Kevin Stefanski was calling plays. On the right, you can see what happened when Ken Dorsey took over. The yards for Ken Dorsey went way up. The points actually went slightly down, 15.6 to 14.9. Neither's acceptable. Let me make that very clear. Neither is acceptable. Yards went up, points went down. So the question this year is, what happens when Tommy Rees takes over? If you look at the 2025 numbers, those on the left are what Kevin Stefanski has done with the Browns offense. It says 2024. That should say 2025. My bad. And 263 yards, 15.8 points. We'll find out what Tommy Rees can do when he takes over plays, but I do think it is worth mentioning that last year, after the play calling change, despite a couple of high-scoring games, the overall numbers for the offense went down.
Well, go ahead, Jason.
I'm no Ken Dorsey defender. I thought he was awful. I thought the hire was awful. We said it when they hired him. It was a terrible hire. But he also had Dorian as his quarterback for the last month, so that's going to hurt production. Jameis obviously piled up some crazy passing yards, didn't convert to points. But they had to play Dorian. It's the same reason they'll play Shedeur. You got to see it at some point. I don't think Shedeur's 2 weeks away. I think it's longer than that, but I do think he plays.
I think it'll be in the next few weeks. And honestly, I don't know. Dylan has not played well.
No.
So you would hope that Shedeur can play a little better, but I don't know. I mean, if they thought that he was going to be playing better than Dylan Gabriel now, don't you think he would be out there playing?
Yes, he would be out there right now.
I mean, they're trying to win a game.
Absolutely. That's why he's giving up play calling. That's why they're doing some of the stuff that they're doing. They're trying to win. They're just not very good at it. But if they felt like Shedeur gave him the best chance to win, he would be the quarterback on the field right now.
Well, we'll see what happens. Dylan. I always tell people, what keeps you on the field is your play, and what gets you off the field is your play. People may feel, we feel all the time. I felt like, staying with my ex-wife was the best way to get ahead in life until it wasn't. Until that day came and was like, you know what? Everybody has a breaking point or a folding point. So, Dylan will have this week against the Jets. Now, I'll say this. If he comes out and he looks like there's a spark with Tommy Rees and they're doing some things and he throws for, I don't know,
over 200?
Over 200, man. Hey, 285 with 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and the Browns win. Obviously, the Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees is going to take that in consideration and move the timetable back because they're like, okay, well, we might be seeing something. But if he comes out here and he looks worse after a bye week and looks worse on the road, then at some point people start moving around and getting restless. So we'll see how it is. I like to judge Dylan Gabriel and what he's actually doing, not whether if Shedeur is ready to play or not. We'll figure that out at some point. But Tommy Rees, I'm looking at it like this. If you Tommy Rees, you're auditioning because if it's me, I'm trying to get a buyout. I'm trying to get me a little job somewhere. Yeah. So I'm gonna be cooking up the best plays I can cook up for Dylan or Shedeur. Listen,
Tommy Rees has got a job wherever he wants to go.
Right.
Nick Saban's gonna call anybody for this guy because he loves him, and he had a huge role with Alabama's success. Could have got the Carolina job last year, but Belichick stepped in and said, "I'll take it."
And so
that helped.
So right now, I think he's gonna get a job, but the more he prepares, he might sneak up and get him a job that he wasn't even going to be up for. Like if you tell him, I think Tommy Rees would love to get him a Florida job. Would love to get him a Penn State job. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of big name jobs open. So I'm auditioning. I know I'm gonna get a job, but I want the stimulus package job. So I think that he's gonna be in a position where we might see some things that are kind of different because he's auditioning.
Stat number 2, G, you'll appreciate this one. I call it a Garrett Fields day. Under a clean pocket this season, Justin Fields, who I'm guessing will be the starting quarterback for the Jets, has a 2.6 second time to throw. That's the second longest in the NFL. I mean, he's not getting the ball out quickly. When he's under pressure, that jumps up to 3.7 seconds between the time he gets the ball and he throws. It's the 9th highest in football. He holds on to the ball a lot. He's a 24.2% pressure to sack rate. It's the 4th highest in football. When Justin Fields feels pressure, he does not do a good job escaping, despite the fact he's an absolutely incredible athlete. How does that help the Browns? Well, guess who has the fastest time to pressure rate in the NFL? Number 95. And the last time these two met, I know you remember that game because we talked about it last week. He had 4.5 sacks on Justin Fields back in January of 2021. So advantage, 95.
You know what's messed up?
They got two young tackles, by the way.
You know what's messed up? Is that even though that stat is completely honest and he got 4.5 sacks, the most depressing part about this whole thing is everything you said right there, McNuggets, was 1,000% actual factual. Shout out to TLC. But Myles Garrett had 5 sacks last week, and we got smoked badly. Game wasn't even really close like that. Like, the Browns be having games where it don't even be close, and you have an all-time great game. So the thing that scares me about this game is, yes, Justin Fields holds the football, but also Justin Fields can extend plays and he can, hurt you with his legs and move the chains. The question I have is, are we going to score enough points to be able to, even if we play a really good game defensively and we give up 17 points, are we going to have enough firepower to win the game?
They've only scored 17 points one time, and that was the defense against the Dolphins.
That was it. So
everything else was, punt.
Yeah, we're the Cleveland Browns, and they still got guys like Garrett Wilson. I'm interested to see. So it was one of two ways I think you can go with this, Jason. Either you're going to get the Jets that come out and say, you know what, we're excited. We put 39 points up, we won on the road. Or it's going to be, we just traded Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. We about to fold this up.
Yeah.
Which one is it going to be?
That one. I would tend to think it's going to be that one. They are at home, though. That's going to make a little bit of a difference. The game that I thought was a big tipping point for me, we talked about before, was Miami. The Dolphins game had that feel to me of what Washington was last year, of if they come in here and get run off the field in their own stadium, this is worse than I thought, and this is bad, bad, bad. And they came out and they played really well and they won. And now it's sort of the Jets' turn to see, under a first-year coach, when management just got done telling you, we don't believe in this team, we don't like this team, nor do they have a lot of reason to. It's not a good football team. And we're just playing out the string here and we're playing for next year. That's hard for a lot of veterans to hear. And so I do think that they will probably pack it in. If the Browns can get a turnover early or a punch early, a score early, the Jets will probably pack it in. And if the Browns wind up getting blown off the field by a team that just traded its 2 best defensive players, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's going to be well, we won't even get to that conversation. We'll still be talking about Deep Podesta on Monday, but don't worry about that. We'll get to it in the second half in overtime. So,
we'll spend more time talking about a guy we don't know what he does.
Right. Yeah, we're going to get that off.
This next one is less of a stat and more of a question for you guys. I'm going to show you a list of names. You tell me if you guys can identify what this list is. Steve, if you want to take this. Can you guys identify what this list is?
That's are those those are the guys that are the Jets acquired recently at receiver?
Close.
Is Josh Reynolds the guy that used to play quarterback in college?
No, he was in the Lions.
He was like number 11, number 11?
11, yeah, on the Lions.
Oh, are these receivers who all have more yards than the Browns receivers?
No, that would have been hysterical. Some of them do, but no.
Okay.
Gee, you were really close on the last one. I'm gonna give you were close. I'll give it to you. Garrett Wilson is a probable but still a game-time decision. These are the Jets receivers if Garrett Wilson doesn't play.
Oh,
And remember, Adonai Mitchell was traded this week. He was part of the Sauce Gardner deal. So Garrett Wilson probably will play, but under the circumstance where he doesn't, these are the guys the Browns will have to try and cover. So I wanted to ask you guys, this is what the Jets are working with from a receiver standpoint. Would you rather have this group or the next group? These are where the Browns rank out of 181 qualified receivers on PFF this season.
I'd rather have their guys.
I want their guys.
Yeah, because there's an unknown there.
Yeah,
I know what we got. I know what we got.
Yeah, I know what we got here. A.D. Mitchell, I wanted to get him last year, like when he was in the draft. Big, fast, strong. At least I could figure something out. I know he better than Cedric Tillman.
What's hilarious is Mike took out the Jets' number one receiver, and he included the Browns' number one receiver.
That's wild.
In that list. Like,
that just goes to show you, man. That that goes to show you, bro. That's how bad the receiving core is. Minimowski at best.
This is like one of those games. If you're just like a random football fan and you happen to watch this game this weekend, you stumble across it on the Sunday ticket, there might be like 25, 30 guys in the game that you've never heard of.
Never even heard of.
yeah.
No clue who they are.
Yeah, you could be like a fantasy guy, and all of a sudden you'd be like,
Who's that?
Who caught that? You look at the box score, and be like, who are these guys? Both teams.
My editor reached out to me this week, and he's like, hey, are you going to this? And I said, well, I looked it up. I can fly in and out same day for like $700. So don't need a rental car, don't need a hotel, nothing. Like fly in, do the game, fly out. And I said, but I don't know if this game's even worth $700.
Yeah, what would even be the purpose?
Just to check in with guys.
Just to be like, I'm here, and then ask some questions.
Yeah.
At the press conference.
Yeah, not even cover the game, just cover the mood of
just seeing what the vibe is, right?
Seeing where everybody's at.
Maybe you see some stuff behind the scenes or whatever.
Seeing where everybody's at. And my editor's like, our New York columnist isn't even going, and he lives there. Okay. And he's not going, so you don't have to go.
Bro, that sounds...
That's why the Jets guy's not going?
Well, Ian O'Connor is our...
Oh, he does all New York. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy.
He does a lot of national stuff for us, and he lives in New York, and he's not going.
We used to have these, never work in corporate America. We used to have these in-services where we would have to go, and they're like, hey, guys, we're going to put you down in Myrtle Beach, and you're going to be there for 2 days. And people think it's cool, but it's not, because then you go and they got in-service, and you got a trainer and a motivational speaker, and we're going to do some different things about the website that we're going to change, and you're down there with the whole corporate, and you're looking around, and you don't want to be there, and they're like, hey, guys, it's called checking a box. Jason has to go in, mark his name down on the did you eat breakfast today list at O State. Did you eat meals?
Yeah.
And you go in and you're not hungry, you check the box off and you leave. And you be like, okay, so I don't have to get in trouble. I always thought it was funny.
That was like, weighing in and out of practice.
Weighing in, did you weigh in and out? And then you're like, so what's the punishment if I don't eat breakfast? You have to run. Well, that's punitive because I need to gain weight, right? So you're making me lose weight because I didn't see.
We got 2 more stats. The last one I promise y'all going to like. This is something that we talked about with Tyvis. Jerry Jeudy in the slot versus out wide, right? And we dove into, when Ken Dorsey took over, how they utilized Jerry Jeudy in the slot more than they used him out wide compared to when Kevin Stefanski was calling plays. So we'll see if Tommy Rees takes that same strategy. But, after looking at these numbers, he was actually way more productive out wide than he was in the slot last season. You can see the number of routes he ran, the targets, the receptions, the yards, and the touchdowns. Despite the fact in our head, he was more productive in the slot based on a couple of games and the fact he was used more there. He was actually significantly more productive from the outside. So this year, I'm willing to try anything with Jerry Jeudy to jumpstart this horrific season he's had. But I don't think just putting him in the slot answers all the Browns' questions like we kind of alluded to last week. The numbers on the screen you can see for the podcast listeners out there. 436 routes out wide versus 233 in the slot. 101 targets outside versus 39 in the slot. 59 receptions versus 27. 878 yards and 4 touchdowns out wide. 322 yards, no touchdowns in the slot.
He's just like, I get we talk about where he's at on the field. That makes some sense, but he's just not good enough to have all the attention. Like some people ain't good. Like Myles Garrett is good enough that if you know where he's at, it still don't matter, Dustin. I'm Myles Garrett. I'm going to get my money off regardless. Certain receivers are better in tandems. You got to have something to go with it. I say Jerry Jeudy is a nice side dish at Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. He's mashed potatoes and gravy, mac and cheese, collard greens, good. Sweet potato pie at the end, But you still got to have a meat. You got to have what you doing, a prime rib? Do you got a roast that you putting in? Turkey, ham? What is it? You got to have a ham or some sort to go with this, man.
You made me think of that song. That
woman, beans, potatoes. Right? See, this is why Dustin gets invited to the cookouts, because he knows that he got I just think Jerry Jeudy is a nice number 2 receiver, and he's a fringe one if he get hot, but he's streaky. And right now, he got all the defense rolling to him, and it's looking like nasty work. He's not, I don't think, it's just, we could talk about where he's at, but I just don't think he's that. You know what I mean?
No, he's not that guy. I think he fits in, if there's a legitimate number 1. Mm-hmm. He's probably like a really good number 3. Even on some teams, and he's just overpaid. And he's got a bigger name, and he was a first-round pick. Like that's the only thing holding him back from being a 3.
Yeah, right. Because kind of like if you a number 1 receiver, I need an elite trait. What is or elite trait or 2? Like Jamar Chase, you already know what it is. He's fast. He can run routes. He just goes up and gets it. Justin Jefferson, contested specialist. Jerry Jeudy's not super fast. He's not super quick. He's not twitchy. He's not a 50-50 guy. He's not a route god. He's He's pretty good at some things, Jason. I just don't.
He's kind of like an above average NFL wide receiver.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just reiterate what I said earlier. Any stats you show from the second half, DTR was his quarterback for the last 4 games or whatever it was.
It certainly does play a role.
I mean, and Jameis Winston had him looking good. You see what happens when you got somebody that'll throw the ball downfield. He just had a lot of picks. But
how many games did DTR start last year? I don't remember now.
I can tell you.
Was 3?
I think it was
4.
3. I think it was 3 at the end. I think
DTR last year, according to the game logs,
and they were miserable.
2024 started 3 games: Kansas City, Miami, and then he only played. Maybe only 2. He didn't start against Baltimore. He only played 2 snaps. Only started 2 games.
Only started 2?
Yeah.
Felt like a lot more than that.
I mean,
it did.
I mean, how many picks he throw? 1 touchdown, 3?
He's the only quarterback in NFL history with 1 or fewer touchdown passes and 10 or more interceptions.
And he was taking crazy hits.
Yeah.
He would just be jumping up in there getting blasted. I'm like, why are you leaving your feet? Mm-hmm. This is not basketball.
I do have one positive stat to wrap this up with, though. I was able to find, took a lot of searching, and I finally came up with a stat that I think will put a smile on Cleveland fans' faces as we head into the weekend. And this took a lot of research and a lot of digging and diving, but I was able to find something. Do you guys remember on Wednesday night when Donovan Mitchell scored 46 points on 15 of 21 shooting?
Yes.
We were
here.
Well, it turns out that Donovan Mitchell is the first player since Michael Jordan to do that and post this number. Steve, take this graphic whenever you want, but it's not a Cavs stat. It's a Cavs stat. He's the first player since Michael Jordan in 1985 to score 45 or more points, have 8 or more assists, shoot 70% from the floor, and make 10 free throws without missing in a single game since a 21-year-old Michael Jordan on January 26, 1985.
Wow.
That is a very in-depth you had to really go deep on that one. And I'm surprised only one person did that out of all these games.
The 10 of 10 free throws, or 10 or more free throws without a miss.
That's all you.
That's a lot of free throws without a miss.
Yeah.
And think about getting 10 free throws in a game, plus shooting 70% from the floor, plus the 8 assists. So, like, the 10 free throws field goal percentage is bigs. They're probably not getting 8 assists. Jokic is the kind of rare exception. But, yeah, 45, 8, 70, and 10 without a miss. It's happened twice in NBA history. Donovan Mitchell on Wednesday, Michael Jordan in 1985.
Man.
Does anybody, Dustin, you weren't here.
And that's your positive Brown stat of the week.
And the positive, that's crazy. It's a Brown stat. And the positive stat is, do you have jerseys?
I was just going to say that. The only thing I think about watching that clip or that graphic was how sick those jerseys are. How do I like those jerseys?
Them jerseys is fire.
Man.
Do you?
And the Cavs do things the right way. Like, not everything the right way, but like promos and jerseys and court
giveaways.
The in-game stuff, like the experience, the people.
Top notch.
I don't know, man. The Cavs just are.
It's just fun.
Yes.
You know what? The best
Can't make fun of the Cavs.
The best thing that happened to the Cavs, even after they lost in the second round, was watching the Browns. because they just made you. Listen, I was happy to see Darius Garland. I said, oh, look at Darius Garland out here, man. Look at him playing. Somebody was like, G. Bush, you do know he had 8 points. They don't even matter. It was just looking better. That's what happens when you watch the Browns, because then you see a good team and you're like, listen, I'm going to give them all the passes. I just want to see some good stuff. Can they just run them jerseys? What's the rule on NBA jerseys? Can you just make them is there a rule?
Not mid-season.
So do you?
Is there a limit on how many times they can wear them, Mikey?
Because the NFL do it, right?
They're scheduled to wear them 4 more times this season.
Great.
Awesome.
I'm not sure if you can add, subtract. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how that works.
Because the NFL be like, no, you could wear these 3 times. You get 1 helmet. You get another helmet. Like, they kind of.
What was the video? I saw a video on social media, like the 09 Cavs video spliced in with these
that
guys.
Was great.
Yeah, they did a good job with that.
It was in the arena, yeah. Because I retweeted it from Danny. Danny posted about it.
I was there.
It was good years.
But I wasn't there for the intros. I didn't go out on the bowl for the intro, so I missed it. But I saw it later. It was really well.
It was really good. The video that Ahmad did with Donovan playing the video games and stuff with the jerseys. I mean, that was great. I don't know. That was a really well done promotional deal.
Very, very. Because when it had a lot of buzz, and I liked it. I even liked it. It was the old school Nike that say Nike.
Yeah.
See, they don't.
Yeah.
It's a patch.
It's the little things, man.
It's the detail.
No.
Was that Wednesday? I wasn't there. Was that Wednesday?
It was Wednesday.
Never mind. I wasn't there. I didn't go
Detail, man. The more patches you got, the crazier it is, man. Like, I was like, oh, they got the Nike joints. Oh, I need one of those immediately.
Yeah, they wear them a couple more times this season. Earl just sent me. They're wearing throwbacks, but I don't think it's all the blue throwback they wore again. I'll double check on that. But either way, it's not the last time we'll see them. They're by far the best uniforms. And we did a whole topic yesterday on the best uniforms.
I loved it.
In best throwback uniforms in Cleveland history. So you can check that out on our YouTube page.
Yeah, I missed that. That would be a fun segment for me.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah, some of the fun old ones.